Guys, how we doing? So today we're working on a 2020 Silverado 1500. This truck was not spec'd from the factory with a trailer package, meaning it does not have a trailer hitch nor the associated wiring, which we are going to be installing today. So let's go over some of the tools we're going to need to complete this project today. Over here I have them laid out. We have a 1/4 inch ratchet, 3/8 inch ratchet, 1/2 inch ratchet, and a 1/2 inch torque wrench. Now we need a torque wrench to be good for at least 150 foot-pounds. You will need a body pry removal tool, small flathead screwdriver. Let's move on to the sockets that we need. I have a deep well 21 mil socket, a 18 millimeter, a 13 mil, and a 10 mil. The only time we're gonna use the 10 mil is just to remove the negative off the battery, because we are gonna have to undo some connectors and remove the rear impact sensor off the bumper. We're going to start with the installation of the electrical plug itself. The one I have is from Hopkins. It is part number 40975. It is an OEM replacement. The only piece you're going to need out of this kit is just the plug itself. This will mount directly into the factory bumper spot and connect directly to the electronics. Okay, so now we're looking at the actual blinking plug on the bumper itself. So what you're going to do is you reach up behind the bumper, and there's going to be 2 plastic clips. You're going to want to push those in on each side, and this whole connector will come right out. It is pulled out. You'll see the clips, one on that side, one on that side. You're just going to push them in to release them, and it just pops out. So next, you're going to remove this plastic clip, the little gray one. I'm going to try to do this with one hand, so please bear with me, screwdriver. You push down there until it slides out. Then right where that plastic clip came out, you're going to push down and slide the connector off. Here you can actually see the 2 plugs side by side, guys. They're absolutely identical, other than one has the electrical connectors in it, one does not. So we're going to do the exact same steps in reverse. So we're going to take the new plug, put it on the connector, grab it, and push. There you go. Get the emergency locking pin, safety pin, excuse me. Put it back in there. If I didn't put it on upside down, just like that, and push. Get that seated. Just put it right back through its little keyway, push in, and done. You now have a 4-way connector for most normal trailers, and then you'll have your 7-way connectors for larger trailers with trailer brakes. All right, so now we're going to move on to the rear hitch. This is an actual factory replacement hitch. Part number is 84824766. I think it was about $300. I got it off of eBay. It was a genuine replacement, brand new factory hitch. The reason I went this way is because the actual capacity of the hitch rating itself is 13,000 pounds and 1340 on the actual tongue weight itself. Every other aftermarket option, I guess you would say, I could find online was only rated for 6,000 pounds conventional towing. Okay, so underneath the truck now, we're looking at what we're going to have to remove to get this old receiver style off and put the new one in. It seems that we have 2 bolts here that hold the bumper on. We're going to have 2 bolts in the center, right behind the license plate, here and on the other side. Will have to come loose. And then we're going to actually have 4 bolts that hold the actual hitch assembly to the frame itself, here and here on the side of the frame. We're going to have a main connector here with the green tape on it. That is actually going to be the lights for your license plate. So you have to undo that. You're going to have a safety clip on it. Once that's pulled out of the way, you will just pull it down. Connector undone, all you're going to have to do is pull the little red safety latch backwards and then push down in the center and unplug it. Okay, so next I want to remove your license plate. You're going to see a small harness right behind, guys. This is going to have to come off. Looks to be a little push pin. It's going to hold each one of these in. You have to get some pliers or something and get behind it, pull those out, and undo this clip. I'm not 100% sure what that is. It is a sensor. It may be the actual impact sensor itself. So of course, before doing any electrical work on these trucks, you're definitely going to want to unplug the negative on the battery. To remove this connector off of the sensor, you're just going to pull down on the red connector, little safety pin, and then get right behind the little plastic clip, pull out on it, at the same time push down. And there you go, there's that connector off. Be careful not to break it, guys, it is plastic. Following that, I'm gonna use my body trim removal tool and pull the connector off of the back of this bracket. All right, it's on the underside again of the truck. This is gonna be your harness that we just unhooked from that rear sensor behind your license plate. You're gonna wanna remove this clip right here also. Reason being is this harness goes and routes up around the truck and it's part of the main harness, so you cannot take it off with a bumper. Once that's off, it looks like all the electrical connectors, as long as you took this one off too, is now free and the bumper should be ready to come off. Following that, you're going to want to remove the 2 bolts right here. These 2, those are an 18 millimeter. The last nut off of here. I found there's one more hiccup of taking this off on the side. You're gonna have the strut bar. You're gonna want to actually remove the bolt off of the frame itself or off the bumper. It seems to be this is gonna be the easier option for us. So I believe that is the 13. Next, you're gonna have to remove the 2 bolts here and here. Those are 13 millimeters. So that's going to unhook the bumper from the actual cross member holding. The bumper should now be ready to remove. Just bear in mind, guys, you may need some help doing this. Do not let it get into your paint. I'm sure that you all would not be very happy with that. So just pull it straight out and set it on the ground somewhere it won't get scuffed up. The crossbar, which we're gonna have to remove and install the new tow hitch assembly. With the aftermarket hitch options that are out there, you can see these toe points or hook points. They were actually gonna have you bend these up and out of the way. Otherwise, the hitch pin that would go through and hold the hitch in was going to get and interfere with this and it would not slide through. I don't know why anyone would want to go that route and install an aftermarket hitch. I know that it is a little bit cheaper, but for my peace of mind, I'm more than happy to spend the extra $100 bill and spend a little bit longer installing this. All right, so back underneath, seems like the millionth time now. We actually have a few more bolts we have to remove than what we originally expected. So we do have to remove the one on the side, this one, and then there's gonna be one right behind here has to come out. These are all 21 mils. And remember the little cross brace here that actually held on the bumper corner? You have to take that off too. So you remove the nut, set out of the way, cross member comes off, and this actually has a welded nut straight to the frame. So you're gonna have to undo that cross bolt there. Start with, as again, 21 mil. After doing a little bit of research, it seems to be that the bolts on the frame itself, those 3, are gonna be torqued to 130 foot-pounds. Here it is removed. Piece on the bottom is actually the piece we just took off the truck. We're going to be replacing it with the new hitch that's on top. You can see it's actually identical on the ends. Absolutely the same piece otherwise. So this is going to be a direct replacement. It already has the nut zerts and everything we're going to need to put this in. Now just do all the steps we just did in reverse. And yeah, so once done. So there you go. Completion of the install on the factory hitch on a 2020 Silverado 1500. If you have any questions on any of these steps, don't hesitate to ask me. Just leave it down below and I will answer the best of my ability. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you for watching.